Hi, and hello. Welcome once again to Mompreneur, making of a mompreneur or mom live, as we call it on our Facebook lives. So are we eating healthy? Are we doing all that we can to make sure that we are energetic and ready to go to work or put in work every single day in our business? Well, today we are talking about integrative health and ways to restore your energy. And we have with us a special guest who is a part of the Mompreneur HQ family and who is also a part of our Freedom Day giveaway. And let me introduce you in just one moment. As I say, if you're watching us live, put in hashtag live. If you are watching us via replay, hashtag replay. We'd love to have you join us on our segment today. I am Rashida Green. I am the founder and CEO of Mompreneur HQ, where we help moms start, grow, and scale home-based virtual businesses so that they can build the life of their dreams without neglecting themselves or their families in the process. And we do that through coaching, courses, and community. So welcome once again. And let me introduce you to our special guest on today. Her name is Miss Jasmine Kelly Stevens, and she is an integrative nutrition health coach and an Amazon #1 best-selling author. She wears all of the hats as wife, mom, ministry leader, and everything in between. She enjoys these roles, but knows all too well the toll it can take on one's body, and we have to be careful. So the unique blend that has allowed her the opportunity and privilege to empower other Christian women entrepreneurs to take back control of their health and regain energy so that they can walk confidently in their God-given purpose. Jasmine believes that you are your business's strongest asset, and she wants to help you keep it that way. All right, without further ado, welcome Miss Jasmine Kelly Stevens.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, we're glad to have you with us. So we heard a little bit about yourself, but if you can tell us a few more things, especially pertaining to the industry that you're in and why you became so passionate about integrative health.
Oh my gosh, where do I begin? It's a long story. I know we definitely don't have time for all of that today, but I'll keep it really short. So, um, I was raised in the Caribbean. And so, integrative health and natural health, that was just part of what it was. But, there are many times that we have, something right in the palm of our hands. And sometimes we don't really appreciate it, right? Until,
Yeah.
there comes a time when it hits you that, oh my goodness, I knew this. Why didn't I do this before? So anyway, fast forward, came to America and really got sucked into, the standard American diet. And I just remember I was working at my job, my corporate job at the time, and I really just wanted to make a change, in my health. And so one of the perks that my company had was, being able to work out with a personal trainer for a very minimal cost. And so I jumped for that opportunity. Anyway, this personal trainer introduced me to an integrative doctor who, just blew my mind with just things I've never thought of. One of the things that he mentioned to me was, maybe let's check your mercury level, right? This could be maybe the reason why you've gained some weight, and let's check that and let's check that. I'm like, oh my goodness, I've been to doctors before, but no one has ever mentioned those things. So anyway, fast forward, I sat down with this integrative doctor at one particular appointment, and I asked him, I said, I want to do what you're doing. I just don't want to go back to school to be a doctor. I'm too old for that, but I want to do what you're doing because I really love this whole idea of just how everything is all, integrated. And so that's when he told me about integrative nutrition. Institute for Integrative Nutrition. And I literally like signed up the very next day. He told me that. I do believe that it was a divine intervention. He knew exactly what I was looking for. He knew exactly how to direct me. And so, yeah, 10 years later, I'm a health coach. But yeah, he was the one who really just like pulled it out of me. Like the desire was there all along, but didn't really know how it would transpire. And so that's how that happened. Yeah.
Wow, look at that. That's fabulous. So you were already living the lifestyle, and then you came to America, where we have definitely a different meal plan than the majority of the world, I would say. And then you met someone who introduced you not only back to the foods that you were accustomed to eating anyway,
Absolutely, yes.
until like mercury levels. That really threw me. I was like, who asks about mercury levels, right? So if you can just give us an additional explanation of the difference between what is integrative nutritional health versus just nutritional health.
I mean, pretty much is, it's the same thing. But when you say integrative, you're talking about not just one component, that everything is all, there are different segments to it, right? So it's not just you're eating. When you hear about nutrition, the first thing that one thinks about is, okay, I got to change my eating habits. But it's so much more than that. It's your nutrition. It's your sleep. It's the way you think. It's the friends, the company that you keep. It's all of these things that's, intertwine in you being the healthiest person that you can possibly be.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I really appreciate you explaining that a little more, because, you're at times we do read the labels and we're looking at the nutritional value of the food. But with integrative nutritional health, we're talking about not just the reading labels. We're talking about lifestyle, environment, all things, the holistic approach of the nutritional value that you would have, taking a look at the holistic value of nutrition versus just food nutrition.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for that. That's awesome. Let's see. Can you talk about more about the women in your audience who you selected to work with around integrative nutritional health?
So the women that I am really passionate about working with currently are women who are exactly, not necessarily where I am, but they are entrepreneurs just like myself. And I feel like, yes, all of us, every woman actually needs as much support as she can. But I feel like as an entrepreneur, with all the hats that we wear as women, and then you top it off with being an entrepreneur, it is so much more tremendous. So I feel like these women are in a state where they're needing more support, right? And so that's why I chose this particular group, because there are many times when we like they say, you're emptying your cup, and we're doing all the things, and we're serving so many people, and we have our family that we have to serve. We have to serve our clients, and we might be ministry leader. We may even be some of us may even, I'm not, but there's a lot of women who are also like caretakers, like all the roles that we're playing, and oftentimes we leave a lackluster effort to take care of ourselves. So I just feel like the woman entrepreneur is that woman that can really use some extra support right now.
All right. Yeah. And yes, so your segment or your audience is Christian women entrepreneurs, correct?
Yes.
All right. And I guess I'm just, instead of me picking your brain and asking all these questions, I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to you to help us out in the area of Christian women entrepreneurs who are in this particular venue, our mom entrepreneurs who are doing all the things and wearing all the hats what ways can we restore our energy so that we are operating in our fullest capacity?
Oh my, like loaded question there, right? When you talk about energy, you're talking about that thing that springs you out of your bed in the morning, like what gets you up all fired and ready to go, right? That's that energy. Like no one is really walking around, all day saying, "Oh my gosh, I need some energy. I need some." Maybe people might be saying that, but for the most part, they may not. But when you are not feeling that energy, you may not call it that, like you just like you don't have the oh geez, I want to say energy, but no, I want to find another word. Like you just don't have the effort, right? To do the things that you want to do, that you were called to do. And so that springing out of bed, attitude is what we want to get Christian women entrepreneurs to. And so because the thing is, I know, and I can take the liberty to say that you want to be able to meet, to meet that goal, to meet that God-given assignment. That is why we're here. And so when we are not reaching our fullest potential, when we're not showing up authentically, because, when we don't show up, everyone, it's like we're transparent. Everyone notices that. We may not realize that, but your clients may see, oh my goodness, okay, she's not bringing it today. She's, a little bit, whatever, they can tell. And so we want to show up with as much energy and as much vibrance as we possibly can. So how do we get to that point where we are feeling vibrant and we are focused on the task at hand? So there's so many, but today we want to focus on 3 ways that you can restore your energy. So the first one is and by the way, let me just preface this by saying whatever I'm saying to you all today is, I'm sure, information that you've probably heard, but sometimes it bears a reminder because we all forget, right? Even I, as a health coach, I need a reminder as well. So trust me, not new information, but definitely bears reminder. And so the first way that we can restore our energy is staying hydrated. Right? We have to stay hydrated. It's so important. Like the body is made up of, like this number changes. Like sometimes I hear 60% or 70%, or, whatever that number is. The body comprises of a large percentage of water. It means that as it's being excreted through the body by different ways, we're sweating, tears, going to the bathroom, whatever it is, we're constantly excreting that water. And so how are we going to put that back in? We have to put it back in. So if you are not staying hydrated and drinking enough water, you are going to feel it. I believe actually water is probably the ultimate energy booster, because I don't know if you ever recall just feeling blah or just not feeling yourself. And then somebody reminds you, did you drink your water today? Because you know how we forget. Did you drink your water today? And you're like, oh, yes, water. And you go get that water and you are feeling like a brand new person. That's what water does. It does so many things in the background for us. It helps everything to get moving. It's really good to start out your day actually with a nice tall glass of water. Gets everything going, gets the liver going. I believe lemon water is actually good to start the day out. And the reason why it's good to start out in the morning, because you know how many of us, it's so hard to get that water in. Like, at night, you're like, oh my goodness, let me try to, get caught up with my water, right? So it's good to start the day out in the morning. You drink about 16 ounces of water. You're already down that 16 ounces. So you're only left with so much more, right? Now, a good rule of thumb is to drink enough water according to your body's size and weight. And so good rule of thumb is half your body's weight in ounces, right? If you are overly active, if you are doing a lot more, then you may need to drink more water, but that's not the average person. So just stick with, half of the body's weight in ounces. That's a good place to start. But I know I'm not saying, okay, this is it. This is written in stone. Depending on where you're starting, you may not get to that for now. If you are not drinking water now, I don't expect that you will be drinking 6 to 8 glasses of water by tomorrow. That is not sustainable. So wherever you are, just start from where you are, you add. And let me also just say, it's the small baby steps that we take every single day that really makes a difference. It's not like, okay, once in a blue moon, I'm going to drink a gallon of water. That's not what's going to make a difference. It's the daily small steps that we do every day. So you add on, a half a cup here, a half a cup there, and you eventually make your way up to where you need to be. That's the best approach that you want to go with that.
Thank you.
Right? Okay, so number 2 to restoring your energy is eating the right foods. Not just eating, because we can eat, but eating the right foods. All right. There are some foods that are better at getting you that energy back. And so what I can say about that is to eliminate the processed foods. The more whole foods you consume, the better it is for you to feel more energized throughout the day. So starting your day, especially as a woman entrepreneur, it's so important, so very important to know where your meals are coming from throughout the day, because you don't want to get caught in a situation where you're reaching for the cookie or you're reaching for the donut. That's not going to give you energy. Well, maybe it will for like maybe 5 minutes, and then you're back to where you start. You're going to crash back to where you started. Okay. So I want to encourage you to eat more wholesome foods. We're talking about whole grains and unsaturated fats, and of course, a whole lot of fruits and vegetables. And I usually say, eat the rainbow. Yes, I know you like apples. I know you like grapes, but there's so much more fruits that you can have and so much more vegetables that you can have. So, keep in mind to just make sure that you're eating the wide array of fruits and vegetables that are available to us. So making sure that the foods, the less processed they are, the better it is for you. All right. So that was number 2. And that was being mindful of the foods that you are eating. And then the third one is get moving. Get moving. And when I say moving, I don't mean, okay, driving the kids to school or, being busy doing that and be busy doing that. When I say get moving, I am talking about intentional movement, right? Incorporating some type of physical activity into your day. The body was made for moving. And so it's only helpful if we can do that. Yes, I know that we need to finish that project. I know. And we need to get that done, but it's also very important that we keep the joints, lubricated. We get up, maybe 30 minutes and we do some stretches and even with that, yeah, that's good. But, try to make it intentional. So the rule of thumb is, you may not be able to exercise every single day. So the rule of thumb is, all right, try to incorporate 150 minutes of exercise for the week, right? Now, for most of us women, cardio is good, but we also need to incorporate some strength training exercises as well. Just the other day, I went to my chiropractor and they know that I love walking. But I was saying, I just feel like, depending on the age that you are, sometimes you feel those aches and pains and you're like, oh my goodness, but I'm active. So why am I feeling, this ache and this pain? And I was saying to them, and they agreed, I need to be more intentional about incorporating more strength training exercises. Walking is wonderful. It's one of the best exercises there is, but incorporate the strength training maybe twice a week. That'd be good. And then the other times, then you can do the walking and you can do the cardio. So very important that you include the physical movement. It has to be intentional, right? And it's like everything else in life. Just like we are business owners, we have to plan, right? We want to get to a certain goal. We have goals for our businesses, quarterly goal or yearly goal or whatever we make for our businesses. The same thing that we need to do for our health. We need to make those goals as well, right? And they need to be realistic goals, right? So where you are, depending on where you are. My goals are not going to be the same as your goal. Wherever you are, you would know. But those goals need to be made so you have like a blueprint, right? Okay, so here's where I started and here is where I want to be. And how do you plan to get there? Here's, step 1, step 2, and here's all I need to do in order to get to my ultimate goal. The same thing you do as a business owner, the same thing you have to do as for your health. Like we need to get to the point where we are getting ourselves back on our to-do list. Just like we schedule an appointment, we need to schedule the time for ourselves. Think about your health as like a retirement fund, right? You keep adding in, the more you add into that fund, it accumulates and it accumulates. It's the same thing for your health. Those small things that you do accumulate over time. It's amazing. Imagine if you were to do 20 minutes of intentional workout and you do it for the next 5 years. Do you know how much stronger, how much better you will be? I mean, it's amazing. And so the small things, I always talk about the baby steps really helps. Baby steps are better than no steps at all. And so those 3 things, just to recap, the 3 things to restore your energy really quick. And like I said, there's so much more, right, that we can go into, but these 3 is to stay hydrated, to eat the right foods for your body, because sometimes you may be sensitive to certain foods, so you have to know what those are as well, right? So eat the right foods unique to your body, to your body's style, and to where you are at this time. And the third one is to incorporate intentional movement throughout your day. And yeah, so that was it.
So I'm actually I'm hearing feedback. I'm sorry. I'm actually in your Facebook group where you share some different tips and things for health. And I know that you do some challenges. And one of the challenges that you gave was a drinking water challenge and improving how much water you drink per day. And I then was struggling then and am still struggling to drink water on a daily basis. However, I am doing more than what I used to do. And I found other, flavored waters so that it's more palatable for me. So, I have been adding some more water, but when you talk about intentional movement, I added walking. So I'm walking, but I'm not doing the cardio. So, I appreciate you saying it's the baby steps and that they amount to still improvement in your health. Because at least and I think even I saw Miss Ivory comment that, the baby steps are better than no steps at all, right? So we're making improvements slowly but surely. And that's all we can do to start out, right? Like you said, you can't just go in talking about I'm gonna drink a whole gallon of water and then think that's going to be what moves the needle in your, hydration. That you might end up getting sick, right? Taking in too much water at one time, your body can't handle all that. But that was awesome. Thank you so much for providing us that insight on 3 ways to restore your energy. We as mompreneurs definitely need that. And I wanted to say you brought something with you today, correct? Something for our audience?
Oh, yes, I came bearing gifts. I love giving gifts. And so I think as busy women entrepreneurs, we definitely can use a blueprint to help us along the way, right? We need some help. And so what I would like to give to all ladies or mompreneurs today is my meal prep guide, which is really just a blueprint to help you like figure out how to go about planning your meals. Because when we think about meal prepping, we're like, oh my gosh, no, I don't have like 8 hours to spend, planning meals. It's nothing like that. Can I tell you that meal prepping could simply be you doubling or tripling a meal that you're cooking today, right? And so you're cooking enough today so you can eat 2 or 3 times. That's basically what it is. But this guide is so much more comprehensive. It just goes into a lot more information that you'll be pleasantly surprised how that will help you get the needle moving in terms of really helping you to not be trying to figure out what you're eating on a particular day, but it's already prepared. All you need to do is grab and go. Because when we are working and spending so many hours on that computer, we don't need to be cutting up vegetables and doing this and doing that. Like it's already ready to go. So this particular guide helps you come up with an easy way to do this and feel good about yourself, feeling energized, so you can continue doing the things that you were created to do in your business.
All right. Well, thank you. I know my community. I thank you on behalf of my community because the meal prep guide, something to help you along the way, is just what we need to help. We, like you said, we wear so many different hats. That cooking can be a big chore during the week, especially if you're doing it 4 to 5 times out the week. It can be very time consuming, but meal prepping and having this guide will definitely help to increase productivity during the week if you're not using that time, steady working on that, trying to plan out meals every day. So I have one more thing that I wanted to share, and it's my Mama, What's Your Jam? That's the segment. And it's basically, I'm just going to ask you about 3 questions, quick A and B questions, and I just need you to answer quickly which one you prefer. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Beach or safari?
Beach.
Flight or cruise?
Flight.
I know that's right. All right. See, painless, right? Well, yes. Thank you so much once again for joining me, Miss Jasmine. And for those of you who don't know, Miss Jasmine is in the Freedom Day giveaway with me and 3 other experts. And so if you haven't already registered for the Freedom Day giveaway, please drop yourself into the freedomdaygiveaway.com/welcome and download the free business gifts and tools that have been offered in the giveaway. Last but not least, I'm sure people are going to be excited about the meal prep guide and all that you've presented today. How can people reach you, Miss Jasmine?
Well, okay, so I am like everywhere. You can reach me on Facebook, Jasmine Kelly Stevens. That's my personal page. I also have a private, a free Facebook community. It's called Abundant Health for Christian Women Entrepreneurs. And that is a community where I offer like tons of information, tons of support and accountability. So that is one of the areas that I really encourage ladies to come because, we're all about community, camaraderie. We can do, anything by yourselves, but together we can do so much more. And so the community is what I'm all about. And so I want to encourage you to join my community. It's called Abundant Health for Christian Women Entrepreneurs. I'm also on Instagram as well, but let's we'll focus on the Facebook community, because that's where it's really going down.
That's where it's going down. I know, because I'm in there. All right. Well, if you are just joining us, if you're just joining us and you haven't missed most of the presentation, guess what? We are going to have the live recordings in the Facebook group, on the Facebook business page for MompreneurHQ. And if you have watched us live, make sure you have put in those comments and questions. And if you're watching the replay, we'll take those comments and questions and answer them at a later time. But we would love to hear your feedback and your responses from what's been presented today. And guess what? Next week, we're going to continue Self-Love September, and we're going to talk about healthy self-image. And our special guest next week will be Miss Tamika Baker. So we are looking forward to continuing this series. I'm glad that you were able to join us, Jasmine, and I look forward to helping anyone who has any questions regarding their business and how to set up their business, and any marketing strategies or questions you have regarding your business. Feel free to reach out to me on the MompreneurHQ.com/clarity-call. It's a quick call for us to talk about your business goals, your business needs, and how I can help you with that business and see if we're a good fit. So thank you again for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next week. If you're not already a member of the Facebook community, feel free to join us in the Mompreneur HQ group. All right. So right now we're hosting live on the page, but if you are not a part of the group, go ahead over there and join us. Thank you again, Ms. Jasmine, and all who have participated in today. Until next time.
Thank you for having me.